Hi guys, I'm Scott Speed, driver of this amazing Volkswagen Beetle GRC car. I got good news for the iRacing fam. We got this coming in. I'm currently working on it myself personally to make sure that it is as accurate as possible. With the addition of dirt and now this mean car, it is gonna be so fun. And it's gonna be available free to all the iRacing members. Personally, I can't wait to get out there and race you guys on it.
Introducing a whole new form of racing to the best online racing simulation in the world. This is Dirt Racing on iRacing.com. Race online at some of America's most legendary dirt tracks, including Eldora and Williams Grove. iRacing is the premier online racing game featuring NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, and now World of Outlaws, the leading sanctioning body for dirt racing. iRacing is easy to use and features a centralized ranking system to make sure you have the best experience at any skill level. With a massive inventory of high-precision laser scan tracks and cars with an unmatched dedication to quality and detail, iRacing gives you the most authentic online racing experience available. Thanks to iRacing's dynamic track system, developed specifically for dirt racing, tracks change over the course of a race, just like your favorite dirt track on a Friday or Saturday night. From a slick racing groove all the way up to the cushion, iRacing's dirt tracks deliver non-stop racing action. Partnered with the World of Outlaws, iRacing is your source for the most authentic dirt racing experience available, featuring 4 brand new tracks and 11 new cars, including street stocks, Legends cars, late models, NASCAR trucks, winged and non-winged sprint cars, with much more on the way. Join the Dirt Revolution on iRacing.com and start slinging mud today.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network of this Thursday night. Week number 3 in the Tundra Super Sim Series, and it takes us all the way out to Las Vegas to the Bullring to battle it out here tonight to see who will continue to dominate in the series points. And folks, what a night of racing we got ahead for us. Tonight is the Midwest Powersource 125. That'll be 125 laps around this Bullring track, and it looks to be a great night of racing. Joining me now, talking a little bit about what this race means to them and what they hope to happen here. We're going to bring in a person from Midwest Powersource to talk a little bit about it. Jason Tarasenko joins us now. And Jason, how you doing tonight?
Fantastic, sir. How are you?
Oh, looking for some great racing out here at Vegas. Tell us, what is your thoughts about this track? Have you raced it here before? What's your thoughts if you have, and what do you hope to do here tonight?
Well, we hope to improve upon our starting position. That's for sure. We didn't have a very good qualifying, but fantastic little track. When they say it's the Bullring, it really is. It's tight racing. It's crowded. It's going to be a lot of bump and bang, and that's for sure. Expecting lots of yellows in the beginning and waiting for things to sort out. So lots of grip. It's going to be a good race.
Well, tonight, the Midwest Powersource 125 here at the Las Vegas Bullring. For those who don't know, clue us in on who Midwest Powersource is and what they're all about.
So Midwest Powersource is a diesel engine rebuilder. We focus mainly on EMD engines, which are found in locomotives and tugboats and things like that. They're originally a two-stroke engine. They're back from the 50s, carry all the way through to modern day here with Tier 4 emissions. And so we rebuild all the parts and pieces for them. We rebuild complete engines, that sort of thing. And that's what we do.
And are you guys globally? Are you out of the United States? Where are you guys headquartered at?
So we're based in Litchfield, Illinois, which is about an hour just outside of St. Louis towards Chicago. And just that one shop there. It's a 20,000 square foot facility with overhead cranes and things like that. And that's where we do all our work and rebuild these engines and ship them mostly in the USA here.
Well, definitely some very precise work taking us to the racing for sponsorship at a very precise track. Jason, appreciate you joining us talking about Midwest Powersource. Best of luck to you in tonight's race.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you to Matt Rolfe for all that you guys do, and we're looking forward to a good race.
All right, best of luck to you.
Thank you. You too.
Well, there you have it. Jason Tarasenko coming in talking a little bit about Midwest Powersource, rebuilding all types of motors from locomotives to tugboats and things alike, folks. That's pretty interesting, pretty neat to hear. And, you see the novelty in those things. You see trains passing on the tracks every day. And you don't think about all the work that goes in to be able to keep those things maintained and running well. And Midwest Powersource here tonight, sponsoring the 125 here at the Bullring. These guys get it done and keep things moving, whether by land or by sea. Pretty cool there. And we may have Jason back after the show to talk a little bit about it. But sponsors up on the screen the whole time here. Tundra Super Late Models, your series sponsor, HeightsPride.com, Callaway Investments, DonutDesigns.com. Loco Toco Designs gave away a free paint scheme last week at Stafford. The Car Show, Area 52 Designs, JVM Racing, Down East Chassis Works, and The Posse are your sponsors for the fall season of the Semi-Auto Racing Association's Super Late Model Series. And as always, folks, up in the top right-hand corner, if you'd like to know more about who the Semi-Auto Racing Association, also known as SARA, you can find them on the web at racesara.com. Talking about the Tundra Super Sim Series points standings as it is. Matt Rolfe, champion just 2 seasons ago, I should say. Battling in there. He's just outside the top 10, but leading the series points coming in tonight. Bill Martin right at the top with an even 200, but a very narrow margin with Joe Schaefer Jr. just 2 points behind him at 198 in second. And third, you got Adam Benefiel. Fourth is David Krikorian. Rounding out the top 5, Samuel Roush. Ty Spearman, Dalton Collins, Jason K. Miller, Colin Allman, and Nick Zonter rounding out the top 10 coming in to week number 3. And folks, if you've never been out to the Bullring, here's what the racetrack information provides. Out in Las Vegas, 3/10 of a mile track. Weather information for tonight, 79 degrees, 11% humidity, clear skies, and a 79-degree track temperature. Well, We are going to bring in Matt Rolfe here before we get into the races to talk a little bit about the week number 3 here in the Tundra Super Sim Series. Seen some interesting races so far, Matt, and here week number 3 looking exciting, getting into these really, really short tracks. Kind of short a little bit in the Southern National where we saw some good racing last season. What is your thoughts on tonight's race?
Yeah, I think hopefully we have a good show here tonight. We have a bunch of new, or it looks like we have a bunch of new guys in here, guys that we're not quite as familiar with. So I'm going to just relay the message at the beginning of the race that these new guys need to take it easy, and all the veterans know how to get around this place and put on a good show. So if we can just settle in early on, get some green flag laps in, I think it'll be a pretty good race. Last time we raced here in an official season, I think we only had 2 or 3 cautions, and then we had that road to the fall brawl race in the off season, and that went caution free. So this track is prone to having a few amount of cautions as long as the drivers are willing to have a little give and take here tonight. So I think it'll be a good show though.
Well, talking about coming into week number 3, Joe Schaefer Jr. just 2 points behind Bill Martin for that series points lead. Schaefer Jr. here tonight getting the pole fastest car award, but the 8-car invert throws him back into the 8th position. You had 37 people try out tonight, only 30 make the show. What's it like having to tell these guys to come back and try again?
You know, it's tough for them because on one hand, we want to be the most competitive super late model series out here, which I think we can say that we are. But on the other hand, you want to keep new guys coming back and guys that might be part-time. You want to keep seeing those guys show up every week. So it's tough sending them home knowing that they might get frustrated with it, and they put some effort into this race just to be sent home. So that's tough. But on the same hand, if you or I should say on the other hand, if you want to improve and race against some of the best, you just got to pick up your time a little bit, keep getting better and better, and the only way to do that is to keep practicing and maybe make a couple of these races and race against these good guys. It'll just make you better. So it is definitely tough, but it's kind of the way how it goes in the past couple of seasons in this series.
And just tell everybody too, coming up this month, we got another road non-winners race, Road to the Fall Brawl, but the Fall Brawl Spectacular coming up this season. Tell everybody anticipation what they can expect, as this is a great event that we see each and every year.
Yeah, so the last 2 years, the Fall Brawl Spectacular has been the biggest super late model race on iRacing, and it's going to be another good one already. Our sponsor for tonight's race, Midwest Powersource, has already put a bunch of money towards that for purse money, and then we just recently re-signed H&H Sign and Supply to be the presenting sponsor of that race as well. So that's even more money going to the purse fund, and add all the driver entry fees into that. There's going to be a lot of money on the line. It's been a really good race the past few seasons. We should see, as you know, we see all the best drivers in here tonight. You're going to see even more of them when that race comes around. And yeah, we still got that Road to the Fall Brawl race coming up for non-winners, and that's at 5 Flags as well. So some of these guys that haven't won a race will have a chance to kind of fine-tune their setups and get ready for that big Fall Brawl coming up here. I think it's mid-November, so we're looking forward to it.
Well, definitely looking forward to that as well, Matt, and appreciate you coming in to talk a few minutes here about the Tundra Super Sim Series and also the Fall Brawl Spectacular coming up next month. But we got about a few more seconds here. Best of luck to you in tonight's race, bud.
All right, thanks.
There you have it, folks. Matt Rolfe, administrator with the Sim Auto Racing Association, coming in to talk a little bit about what you can expect to find here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. More week in and week out, Thursday nights, the Tundra Super Sim Series, and also the Fall Brawl Spectacular. A beautiful, amazing race between late models and super late models you'll find. So we'll definitely look forward to that coming up, but looks like they are ready to call the cars in. Let's get on down there and take a look at tonight's grid. So, taking a look at tonight's grid, starting in the pole position will be Dalton Collins. The number 66 of David Krikorian will be to his outside. In row number 2, it's going to be the 04 of Jimmy Mullis with Tim Mills to his outside. Rounding out the top 5 inside of row number 3 will be the 92 of Ty Spearman, Ashton Crowder to his outside. Row number 4 will be Joe Schaefer Jr. after the invert. That is your fast guy on the night. Keep an eye on that 6 machine. With the number 5 of Matt Rolfe to his outside. Bill Martin to Colton Davis. Rounding out the top 10 in that 5th row. Looking on back, Landon Siaka, Matthew Eddy, AJ Rogers, Dallas Pataska, Devin McLeod, Samuel Roush, Dawson Brock, Max Hanley, Trevor Edwards, Adam Benefield through 20, Brian Helm, Alex Bergeron, Austin Jones, Nick Zonter, Ben Nile, Jason Tarasenko, Jason Miller, Kyle Souza, Ian Lane, Colin Ullman, your 30-car field here at Vegas. And it looks like we're about ready to get the cars rolling here. As you see them down there on the grid now pulling away. It'll be a 2-lap pace before we get the green flag. And we'll be off to 125 laps of short track racing brought to you by Midwest Powersource. And again, 3/10 of a mile track. This Las Vegas Bullring style track. Through the front stretch, here we go. Last pace lap before we get underway. As they roll through the backstretch, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, Sim Auto Racing Association, Midwest Powersource, and the Tundra Super Sim Series, I'm Dustin Caldwell, and we're ready to go racing here in Vegas. It is going to be Dalton Collins on that throttle out of 4. Here we go. Green flag flies. We're underway. And the roar of the Super Lates through 3 and 4. Collins out to a nice sizable lead. Jimmy Mullis right there behind him, the 04 machine. Krikorian back in 3rd. And a good side-by-side car battle between Schaefer Jr. and Bills, but it's going to go short. Single file action out of the drivers. Let's take you up to the high cam. Caution flag comes out already. And a big pile up in the backstretch. Ben Nile may have been caught up in this one. Let's go back and take a look. Following Ben Nile here through the hoopla. Nile, I believe, will be caught up in the mess. Don't believe he's going to be the cause of it. This goes to show you how quickly things can get out of control in these smaller tracks. And Nile actually able to get on the brakes and avoid the chaos that ensued in front of him. Glad you could be with us this Thursday night, whether you're getting us out on YouTube, Facebook, or even Twitch TV. Love to be able to bring great racing action to you each and every week, folks. And as the real racing season winds down, we tend to ramp up more racing action here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. Looking forward to being able to bring some great dirt racing leagues coming at you this winter. All brought to you by iRacing.com. So about ready to go back racing as we bring you down closer. Lights should be off the pace car the next time by. Quick look at your race summary. Collins up front. 6 laps complete, 1 caution, no lead changes. And the lights come off the Mustang iRacing pace car as we roll into lap number 8. It's going to be lap number 9 when we get the green flag. And Mullis will now be to the outside of Collins. Krikorian and Spearman in that second row. Here we go. Pace car into the pits. As they roll through 4 on the throttle, here comes Collins. Green flag flies. And just as fast as we got back to green, we are back under the caution. And I think Dawson Brock got involved in this one. Let's go back and take a look. One of the newer members to debut here in the Tundra Super Sim Series, Dawson Brock. And a little bit of hiccup there, and Brock will get turned around in turn number 1. And that will bring out the second caution flag on the night. You tend to see a little more cautions when you have some of the newer guys racing with the veteran folks in this league, as the newer guys learning pretty much the way other drivers race. But once they get racing around each other for about 2 or 3 races, then you start to see the cautions settle down just a little bit. And here's a nice little tidbit for you folks. Coming up next Friday, how ironic, in October, it'll be Friday the 13th. For all you superstitious folks out there trying to avoid black cats, grab your lucky rabbit's foot and give it a rub a few times next Friday. You're going to need all the luck you can, as that one's really interesting, especially when it happens in the month of October. All right, so we should see the lights coming off the pace car this time by. Once he gets to the flag stand, lights should be off on lap number 15. And there goes the lights, and it looks like Bergeron is going to get a wave around here. Somehow lap count got a little hiccuped on that one. Bergeron will get back onto the lead lap. Pace car will see pit road this time by. It's going to be lap number 16, folks. We're ready to get back at it. Keep an eye on this 95. He likes to go early. Through turn number 4 on the throttle. Here he comes. Green flag back in the air. And Mullis to the outside of Collins. Here comes Krikorian to the inside. He's going to stick his nose in for second. Around Mullis goes Krikorian into lap number 17. And the 66 is now up into second. But here is the story right behind him. The number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. Fast car on the night, started in 7th with the invert. Now into 3rd, just 18 laps into it. Through the front stretch into lap 19. Single file action out of your top 5 drivers. Out to the high cam to show you the action. And Krikorian going to work on Dalton Collins. Some great single car or double car battles back here. Colton Davis battling with Bill Martin in the hunt for 9th position. There's some side-by-side action. And a little bit of bump and run. Krikorian takes over the race lead with Schaefer Jr. behind him. Mullis falling back to third, but Collins all the way back to fifth. Here comes Ty Spearman underneath. Something happened on that 95 machine as he has fallen way back. And Tim Bills underneath, right behind Spearman. There's your race leader, looking for 5 laps led this time by into lap 25. It'll be 100 laps remaining the next time by, and Krikorian out to a 4/10 of a second lead over Joe Schaefer Jr. Jimmy Mull is back in third, has some breathing room between him and Ty Spearman. Following Tim Bills right behind Spearman, who's in fourth just ahead. Collins right there in sixth, looking outside the top 5. Dallas Pataska on the move here tonight. Fortunately, the wrong way. He'd like to be up in the top 10 at least, and he'll probably get there before the night's up. Just 3 positions back from where he started. And a good-looking run by Joe Schaefer Jr. trying to close in that 4/10 of a second gap to the 66 of David Krikorian, who is now looking at 12 laps led this time by into lap 32. Alex Bergeron, who's gotten a lap back. How about this guy starting 22nd? Going a lap down, got it back the last caution, and trying to gain back, currently running 24th out of the 30-car field. And here's a guy looking to gain some positions tonight. This is the 67 of Colin Ullman, the guy who started shotgun on the field, and look where he's at. He's knocking on the top 10 door here. Just in front of him is Samuel Roush, the number 19 machine, who started 16th, up 7 positions into 9th. And these two guys definitely looking for that hard charger award tonight. And here comes David Krikorian. Off the 4th turn into the front stretch. 17 laps led for the 66. Schaefer Jr. can't quite catch him as he's down almost the 1 second difference behind. There's your stats down there on the bottom of your screen. The race leader about 1 second ahead, a little over a second ahead. But in turn, Mullis, who's back at third, is about a second and a half right behind Joe Schaefer Jr. And Krikorian's going to go by lap traffic. The 83 of Dawson Brock. And now Schaefer Jr. has to do the same. Brock will swing wide for the lead lap cars. as they roll through lap number 42. Here's a look at your top 5. Krikorian, Schaefer Jr., Mullis, Spearman, and Builds. Out of the race summary, we've had 1 lead change, 2 cautions in the 42 laps complete. And just as we say that, a caution flag comes out. Ben Nile up into the wall. Let's go back and take a look. So Ben Nile fighting right around Trevor Edwards, who's right behind him. The number 10 of Landon Siaka just ahead. And Siaka, wow, something just broke loose on that car, and Ben Nile's going to go for a roll. We'll bring you down closer, folks. We'll try to slow it up, too. Something just broke loose on Landon Siaka's car. And we're going to slow it up right here to give you a good picture of what happened. Maybe a little overcorrection. He got loose. That's what it was. A little overcorrection right into the side of Ben Nile. And take a look at this. Ben Nile is going to get turned around and up into the wall. And right here, he's going to go airborne. Gets a little bit of a pinch. Ouch. And Ben Nile rides the wall and wipes it out on his roof right there in turns 1 and 2. Definitely the guy standing outside the fence, stunned by the sight of Ben Nile flipping over in front of him. And Nile down on pit road. It's going to need a little bit of a repair. So again, tonight, week number 3 in the Tundra Super Sim Series. Tonight's race brought to you by Midwest Powersource for the 125 lapper out here at the Las Vegas Bullring. And they begin bunching up double file as the lights come off the pace car. It'll be lap 49 when we see the green flag. Here we go. Pace cars into the pits. Schaefer Jr. to the outside of Krikorian. Mullis, Spearman in that second row. Here we go on the throttle in for green flag flies. And what a restart by David Krikorian to just shoot out to the race lead over Joe Schaefer Jr. And a big battle near 3 wide action into turns 3 and 4. Unbelievable. Everybody fighting for position right outside the top 5. Following the 22 of Colton Davis through the mix. Right in front of him is Devin McLeod, one of the new members here tonight. And a little rear end action. Looking for some bump and run up to the high side. The 67 of Colin Allman. Caution flag comes out into lap 53. And Kyle Souza looking a little slow through this one. Let's go back and take a look. And that's what's going to happen. Brian Helm is going to be turned by Landon Siaka. We'll jump it back just a little bit to get you a better view. So following the 26 of Brian Helm, underneath Landon Siaka. Siaka's going to come back down. And bump right there. Spins him right around. And that will bring out the next caution flag. So taking a look at the cautions. First caution flag tonight came out on lap 2. Second one on lap 8. Third came out on lap 42. And on lap 51 was the last caution flag. It's about 9 laps under the green before the last caution flag had come out. Current running top 5, Krikorian, Schaefer Jr., Mullis, Bills, and Ashton Crowder. Lights off the pace car. Ready to go back green into lap number 58. Tim Bills up into the top 4 this time. Mullis up into the underneath. And the underneath as the pace car goes off to pit road before turn 3. Watch Krikorian to hit that restart line. Here we go! Green flag flies! Another beautiful restart by the 66 of David Krikorian. In through the backstretch towards turn number 3. Colton Davis, what a battle. These 3 cars still continue to fight. Colin Allman, Colton Davis, Tim Bills going at it. And Bills looking to the inside of the 22. A good battle for that top 5 slot as Davis right now holding it. How about the battle with McLeod behind? Bill Martin. Oh, and the outside rocket by the 76 of Nick Zonner, getting by the 21 of Devin McLeod. And McLeod will roll that Tesla machine right back at him. A brave soul to run an electric machine in a gas-powered environment. And take a look at the 21 of McLeod. What a move. Zonner is caught up in the high groove, losing positions quick. He's got to rally that car back inside, but right now the 24 machine is right there. That is Austin Jones. So Tim Bills will get by Colton Davis, Crowder, and Allman going at it. 67 of Allman will pass Ashton Crowder. Back behind, what a battle here for 8th. McLeod holding on strong over Bill Martin, but Adam Benefiel now looking underneath Bill Martin into turns 1 and 2. Benefiel hoping for a little daylight underneath that 39. Trying to set up for a crossover, and he's going to do it. Can he peel off Bill Martin into turns 1 and 2? Benefield's got a nose into the backstretch. What a move by the 82 of Adam Benefield to get by the 39 of Bill Martin. That right there, folks, is some good short track race action. Tim Mills holding on to 6th position. Crowder just ahead. And the battle rages on between these two young bucks as now Colin Allman looking to do battle with Jimmy Mullis just ahead. And Allman seeking out the inside through the front stretch. Dives underneath in 1. And Colin Allman is going to go up into 3rd. Goodbye Mullis back to 4th. Sending the 0-4 into 4th. And this guy is on fire. This guy started shotgun on the field, 30th position out of a 30-car field, and is now into the top 3. Unbelievable. He's about 1.9 seconds behind your race leader. This guy right here, David Krikorian, talking about a car being on a rail. A 1-second lead over the fast qualifier, who is Joe Schaefer Jr., the car in 2nd that had to come through the field from 7th, but is just not able to catch this guy right here. And now, folks, it is 50 laps remaining in this race. Allman has got some work to do. You gotta wonder if the 67 can at least catch Schaefer Jr. There is the variance. We're going to take it up to the high cam. Show you the gap, folks, right there into turns 3 and 4. There's Krikorian, Schaefer Jr., and Allman. And again, 1.8 seconds. He's gained 1/10 of a second on your race leader. Could this be a Cinderella story here for the 67? Driver starting completely at the back of the field at the starting grid and able to come through and possibly challenge David Krikorian for that race lead. Another 1/10 of a second's gain. He's gone from 1.9 down to 1.7 seconds. This could be interesting. He's got coming up on about 40 laps to go here in the next 5. What is going to happen? And I tell you what, the lap traffic just helped him out. He's down to 1.5 seconds, only 0.8 behind Schaefer Jr. Mullis holding on over Crowder. Bills has some breathing room over Benefield. And Austin Jones going to work against the 21 of Devin McLeod. Jones looking to the inside. Underneath, McLeod's going to bring it down low. Shutting the door on the 24. McLeod does not want to let Austin Jones on the inside, or Jones will go by. Jones looks like the faster car, at least on tracking out of the turn. And now they're side by side through 4. Austin Jones fires away in the front stretch and moves up into 10th position, knocking the 21 of Devin McLeod into 11th. Matt Rolfe looking underneath as well. A good race battle here tonight as we're under green at the Las Vegas Bullring. And again, tonight's race brought to you in part by Midwest Powersource for the Midwest Powersource 125. And Rolfe is going to go by McLeod. Here comes Matthew Eddy. But the story of the night is this guy right here, Colin Allman, who started in 30th position on the grid. Now less than 1.3 seconds behind your race leader. This car is set up for the long run, and it is working He is gaining time, and as the bane here for David Krikorian is he's running into lap traffic, which he's losing tenths of a second off the pace, and that is allowing the 67 of Colin Allman to come closer. Take a look at the traffic ahead. This is going to get interesting, folks, as we're winding down to the final 30 laps of this race tonight. More lap traffic for David Krikorian. Underneath the 54 of Pataska. Allman right there battling Schaefer Jr. for second. And Schaefer Jr. protecting the inside. Colin Allman now looking underneath. Here comes a shot for second. Schaefer Jr. swings wide. Allman goes by. The 67 gains another position. Oh, things are going to get interesting now, as he's getting to the 1 second mark behind the race leader. Dallas Pataska in between the two. If it stays green in these final 29 laps, now 28 laps, what is going to happen? Because now Colin Allman has to navigate through lap traffic to be able to get to David Krikorian, as he's doing now. So he's going to the inside of Pataska, but he's got double wide action in front of him. Bergeron is just ahead with the 98 of Ian Lane to the outside. And now under 1 second, 0.8 of a second lead. And I think Krikorian's feeling the pressure, because right there's Colin Allman. Into triple-digit lap count now, folks. Lap 100 out of 125. It'll be 25 to go at the line. "25 laps remain. David Krikorian has led 81 of those. Colin Allman wants to lead at least one. Underneath Bergeron. Oh, a slow up right there. And there goes Krikorian. The break that the 66 needed just came from the 112. And now Allman, being blocked by lap traffic, goes underneath Bergeron. Right in front of him is the 29. That is Jason Tarasenko, and Colin Allman is clear for takeoff at a shot at David Krikorian. Tim Bell's putting some pressure on Jimmy Mullis in the battle for fourth. Adam Benefield right there behind Bills as well. Equal pressure from both sides. Krikorian with 20 laps to go, carrying an 0.8 of a second lead over this guy right here, Colin Allman. Ty Spearman looking to run down the 22 of Colton Davis. Davis just ahead. Kyle Souza, lap traffic on the high side. Spearman trying to find opportunity may make opportunity happen here in turns 1 and 2. Matthew Eddy right behind Spearman. And how about these three cars still going at it? Mullis, Bills, and Benefield. And Benefield looking underneath Bills. Samuel Roush in 16th position, the last car on the lead lap, fighting with Nick Zonner for that top 15 slot. And Jason Miller, Devin McLeod just ahead as well. But how about this? Colin Allman closing in on David Krikorian. Krikorian, 93 laps led. We're getting down to the final 10 laps. The 67, the 66. Less than 10 laps to go in the next few laps. Got less than 12 laps right now. 66 wants to be the lower number, but Colin Allman fighting in desperation. An attempt for victory here tonight. Will he see victory in week number 3? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, as they cross 10 laps to go at the Bullring. From 30th position into second, and just less than 0.4 of a second behind the race leader, Colin Allman is gaining on David Krikorian. Does he have enough? Devin McLeod, lap traffic ahead. The wild cards are now coming into play. Allman with that late entry, picking up ground on Krikorian. What is going to happen? Around goes McLeod on the outside. But folks, we're getting to the point of no return here tonight, to where a caution flag comes out. The field will be frozen as is, and this thing would finish under yellow. So grab your lucky rabbit's foot whenever you find lucky. We want this one to come down to the final lap as Allman is battling less than 1 car length away from David Krikorian. Oh, he's going to be at the bumper. This is going to get good. It'll be 4 laps to go at the line. These two guys fighting hard. The leader now 102 laps led on the night. The guy right behind him started at the back of the field. Does Allman have enough? 3 laps to go. This could be one for the ages. It's going to come down to the final lap. When will Colin Allman take a shot? A little late exit there is going to bring some breathing room the next time by. Will be the white flag and the yellow comes out. Oh my gosh. Oh, what a heartbreaker. Oh, what a heartbreaker that was. Coming to the white flag. And the 77 of Ashton Crowder involved. Let's go back and take a look. So Crowder came into it. The 95 of Dalton Collins also involved in this one. But the heartbreak story has a checkered flag now in the air. A very dominant night, not taking away the thunder here from David Krikorian. A very, very dominant night out of the 66. 106 laps led. But the heartbreaker there to Colin Hallman and that 67 machine, who started at the back of the field and was just moments from trying to take over the race lead from that guy right there. But congratulations, as he's going to come do a burnout slide in the front stretch. A very dominant night for that Exalta 66. Glad to see him back into victory lane. We'll go ahead and bring up the race results for you, folks, as we look to get some driver interviews for you. And we're going to go live now. Third place finisher here tonight. Fast qualifier, had to start back in 7th due to the invert tonight, Joe. But, you had a good run with David Krikorian. He got away from you a little bit, and then 3/4 of the race in, out of nowhere comes this 67 car. What was your thoughts on that?
Man, I knew I had nothing for David from the start, from the get-go. You can tell when David's got a fast car. He doesn't wait. He wasn't wasting any time. So I was able to follow him up there, and thank God I did, because I hate this place and it hates me. So I was happy to have the track position all night and get out of here with a good finish.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you have a mutual hatred for a type of a track, but to be able to do so well here tonight. I mean, from you to 4th position, you had a nice 2.5 gap. So the car looked really solid here tonight. Definitely helping your cause in the series points. What are your thoughts on the races coming up?
Well, before this week, I wasn't sure I was going to actually commit and run for points, but now that we've cleared this place and we're off to a good start, I guess I'll keep after it. So looking forward to New Hampshire next week, and then coming up, we got some good tracks. I know Southern National is one of my favorites. That one's coming up, and should be a pretty fun season the rest of the way.
Well, 2 points behind Bill Martin coming into week number 3. You finish well ahead of him, I believe about 5 positions ahead of him. This hopefully may give you the series lead at this. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's always nice to be out front and looking back rather than behind and looking up. So having the points lead now, we're, almost quarter of the way through a season, pretty close. Kind of change my mentality, I guess, going forward. Maybe won't be quite as aggressive, try to do a little more points racing instead of going for wins all the time. But as long as we show up with a solid car, the wins will come.
All right, well, congratulations on the 3rd place finish here tonight. We'll see you next week out of New Hampshire.
All right, thank you.
There you have it, folks. Joe Schaefer Jr., fast qualifier on the night, started 7th on the invert, able to salvage a 3rd place finish. We're going to go live now to the runner-up guy tonight, and what a very impressive show you put on here tonight, Colin. Started 30th, shotgun on that field. I said it all night. You rallied this car through this field and got just about 1.5 laps from an opportunity to be side by side with the race leader. And that final caution flag comes out solid, solidifying your 2nd place finish tonight and taking away an opportunity to try to at least battle Krikorian for the lead. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I nicked the wall coming out of 4 in qualifying. I couldn't stop the car fast enough, so it crossed the line, and I couldn't get a lap in qualifying. I was just hoping that I would get a provisional, and I didn't know if I would get one or not, but I got one, and had to start 30th. But man, it was a lot of fun driving through the field, I got to tell you.
Couple of cautions definitely helping the cause on the restart to be able to move through the field, but car looked really, really solid. What are your thoughts if this, I have to ask this, and there are a lot of fans out there want to know this as well, but if this thing would have stayed green, do you think your car had enough to be able to battle Krikorian for the win at the end?
Oh, for sure. I thought I saved enough, even with starting in the rear. I thought I saved enough to be able to get an opportunity to race with him, and I did have an opportunity. I tried the outside right before the caution came out, and the front tires were just gone. So I think if I could have hit my marks good enough, I think I could have got under him and gave him a shot.
Well, definitely a solid performance here tonight, an exceptional performance Do you have any additional thanks or shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, whoever's watching on my Facebook, I know my dad is. Whoever else is watching on my Facebook, thanks for watching. It's not real life, but it sure is cool.
All right, well, congratulations. Tough break to see you finish runner-up here tonight, but we'll look forward to seeing you next week out in New Hampshire.
Thank you.
All right, folks, there it is. Colin Allman coming up just shy to be able to battle this guy. And, you know, we talked a little bit about Colin Allman's Cinderella move through the field, but you cannot deny the fact that, David, your car here tonight was completely on a rail, a very, very dominant car, for especially not having fast qualifier like Joe Schaefer Jr., but your car was just impeccable tonight at the Bullring, dominated 106 laps. Right at the end, about a lap and a half to go, here comes Colin Allman. What was your thoughts?
Hopefully this car will decide it wants to actually turn on entry again. The last, about 20, 30 laps, it really just kind of started to get really numb, and Colin would start gaining a lot, and we'd kind of even out again. He'd gain a bunch again. Then just really backing up the corner, and I was able to get a pretty good exit most of the time. I think we were pretty much about even there. Whatever he had, though, it was really got on entry really, really late in the race.
Yeah, definitely looked like he was catching you towards there. Like you said, on the entry points, definitely had a good solid exit on the turns, definitely keeping you up in front. But coming into week number 3, David, you were in fourth, just about 6 points out of the lead, the shot for the lead behind Bill Martin. Tonight you get a victory. What's this mean in your thoughts in the overall series points?
Well, it's really good for the points. We just finally got a win in this car again. I haven't won this thing since December.
Well, it seems like the fall era is the Krikorian era, and definitely awesome to see you back in victory lane. And these short tracks, I know they kind of went to the smaller tracks here in the fall season. And does that feel where you feel that you really excel is on the shorter tracks in the short track world?
Yeah, the smaller Bullring kind of style tracks just kind of seem to suit me better, and probably honestly in a way most people better, I would assume, that run this car.
Well, definitely a heck of a performance tonight. Do you have any thanks or shout outs you want to give for your victory?
Give a shout out to Trevor Edwards. He worked his butt off on this setup and was really, really on rails. And sucks to see he got destroyed on the first lap by someone not holding the brake, but unfortunately those things happen. It just sucks that it happened to him for how much he worked on this thing.
Well, heck of a job done here tonight, David. Congratulations. The victory is yours out here in Vegas, and next week we go into New Hampshire. What is your thoughts on that track?
I like that place. Similar to Milwaukee, so I think I'll be pretty good there.
Well, definitely looking forward to the continued performance out of the 66 Exalta machine. Can't wait to see it next week, but congratulations on your victory here tonight.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. Your interviews for the evening. David Krikorian taking first. Colin Allman, while Rally Machine all the way up to second, will finish in second due to the late race caution. Joe Schaefer Jr. finishing in third. Jimmy Mullis, Tim Bills having a great battle tonight. They'll finish fourth and fifth. Adam Benefield, Matt Rolfe, Bill Martin, Ty Spearman, Matthew Eddy. How about that? The 88 machine definitely looking solid here tonight. Will finish in the top 10. Great performance out of the 88 machine. Looking on back, Colton Davis, Jason Miller, Nick Zonner, Samuel Roush, Devin McLeod, Jason Tarasenko, Ian Lane, AJ Rogers, Alex Bergeron, Kyle Souza through 20. In your field tonight, Ashton Crowder, Dalton Collins, Brian Helm, Dawson Brock, Dallas Pataska, Austin Jones, Landon Siaka, Ben Nile, Trevor Edwards, and Max Handley. And now, we love to do this week in and week out, be able to get the boss's final thoughts. I'm going to start calling this segment the boss's final thoughts here. But we knew we were going to see some great racing here at this Bullring. We've seen it time and time again, Matt. Knew you might have a few cautions here, which, kind of, I think tonight delivered expectations, especially with some of the newer guys that you had in the field. But what was your thoughts on Colin Allman coming from the back of the field, being able to battle right at the end, and just being so close to at least giving a fight to Krikorian, because that 66 car was on a rail tonight, and then that late race caution coming out.
Yeah, I just stayed on that first part about the cautions and all that first. I feel bad. I got into AJ at the beginning of the race. I had just got done telling everyone to kind of be patient early on, and had a little connection issue right away and dumped somebody. I had to send both of us to the back, which kind of sucked for both of us. But after that, once we got going there, after the first two cautions, we had a lot of green flag laps, and I kept checking the standings and seeing DK out there running away up front. And then, Colin, we saw him win that non-winners race a few weeks back, and he dominated that thing, almost won by a lap over most of the field. So kind of expected him to be good here tonight, and he almost had it. He gave him a run for his money, and that does show you about that whole non-winners thing they were putting together. Colin hasn't quite found victory lane yet in an official race during the regular season, but give him a little bit of experience on his own in that non-winners race, goes out and wins a thing, and then almost comes out here and wins this one too. So that just goes to show you how good these guys are. But yeah, once we got green flag racing, it was a pretty good race overall, I think.
Definitely looking forward to some more great racing coming up. New Hampshire brings a different style of racing. Excuse me as I cough. But it brings a little bit different style of racing because it's a little bit bigger track than what we got here. What are your thoughts on the expectations coming up next week?
Yeah, New Hampshire is my home track. Well, besides Oxford, I live in New Hampshire right now, and I work there actually. So I think it's always cool going there. We usually try to run one of the 1 mile tracks at least once per season. Usually it's Milwaukee. This time we're swapping that one out, running New Hampshire this season. We've had some good races there recently since the dynamic track. We've had a couple different lanes open up. Guys can be able to run a little bit higher on the track or even a little bit lower. So as long as we can get spread out a little bit like tonight, get some laps in, you should see a couple different grooves work in. And I'm not even sure who's the favorite there. I know the one-up guys have a little bit more experience at the bigger tracks, so they might have something there. But some of these other teams, Wheeling and Dale and the Posse, are right there with them this season too, or maybe even a step above them currently. But we might see that switch next week, so we'll see.
Definitely looking forward to it. And tonight, Midwest Powersource sponsoring the 125 lapper out here at the Las Vegas Bullring. And I know we talked a little bit about it earlier this week, but some tragedy struck out here in Las Vegas. So hearts go out to the families of those involved as well, and try to keep that whole situation out of this. But we had a great night of racing here tonight, Matt, and as always, a pleasure to watch such great competition battle on short tracks in your league, and just a pleasure to be able to watch this week in and week out, and definitely looking forward to what lies ahead next week at New Hampshire.
Yeah, same here. I'll just echo your thoughts real quick about the incident in Las Vegas. It's something you never want to hear or see about, so it's pretty unfortunate. Prayers out to all those guys, for all those people that were affected by all that. Kind of coincidental that we ran here in the same track same week. Had nothing to do with that, obviously, but it was good that we were able to come out here and put on a good show, hopefully, and hopefully things kind of lighten up for those guys out there. And as we move forward on this season, hopefully things go well for us. And right before we leave here, just want to thank, like you said, Midwest Powersource for coming on board this season, doing a lot of good things for us. And as always, the title sponsor, Tundra Super Late Models. I know they just wrapped up their season, I believe, last weekend or the weekend before. So glad to have them on board for this winter season, keep them active throughout the off season. So we're looking forward to the rest of the season.
All right, Matt. Well, we'll see you next week out in New Hampshire.
All right, see you then.
Well, there you have it, folks. The final thoughts with the boss. So I'd like to call that segment. Matt Rolfe coming in to talk about and share his opinion, at least from a race control perspective and a racer's perspective. So you get a little varying degrees of thoughts about the races that take place each week. But we've had the partners up there on your screen, and tonight, Midwest Powersource, rebuilding diesel engines for locomotives, ferries, tugboats, and all that different things. And I call it by land and by sea, but pleasure to have them on board here tonight. HeightsPride.com, Callaway Investments, DonutDesigns.com, Loco Toco Designs, The Car Show, Area 52 Designs, JVM Racing, Down East Chassis Works, and The Posse for your Thursday night Tundra Super Late Models sponsored series, the Tundra Super Sim Series. Folks, what a night of racing it has been, and it definitely will be a shakeup in the points, to say the least, coming out of here, heading into week number 4 next week at New Hampshire. But that is going to do it for us here at the Las Vegas Bullring. And again, thoughts, prayers with all those involved in the tragedy that struck earlier this week out here in Las Vegas. Just want to say our hearts, thoughts, prayers with all those people involved. But glad you joined us, whether you got us out there on YouTube, Facebook Live, or even Twitch. Appreciate you tuning in and watching some great racing each and every week, folks. We're here Thursday at 10 p.m. We'll have more racing coming as the fall season progresses and the winter season comes. But as always, we get out there. I know we got a few more weeks of nice weather left, especially in the north and the Midwest. Get out to your local short tracks, watch some great racing, find out your local heroes, find a local hero, make a local hero, or be a local hero, one or the other, folks. But as always, appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next time. But that'll do it for us. I'm Dustin Caldwell on behalf of the Semi-Auto Racing Association, Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, and the Tundra Super Sim Series, saying thanks for watching, folks. Have a good night.